Gallant and Pretoria Kellys. Will Kellys also bring their case to the table?
The league is league matches and all constituted cup competitions as well. Anything that falls under the league umbrella. So that would also fall under it. It's just that my understanding is that Kellys have not registered a claim or a complaint in this specific matter.
Which could be a wait and see kind of approach.
Yama status sales, essentially the league views as PSL clubs as independent companies. In company that doesn't change just because you've bought company from one to another. The issue is the league doesn't currently have rules around you changing the name of a club and moving that club. They try their best, according to them, to preserve the heritage of the club, but that doesn't change. Marumo Gallants had bought a status before Air Swallows. The same people, by the way, who bought the status TTM, which was previously VIT. So two clubs essentially have gone defunct, and another one could have gone defunct if the PSL had fully put in place their measures with regards to fines and docking of points.
That Marumo Gallants be fined an amount of 200,000 rands.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
All right, it's a catch-up session with two leading coaches in the Betway Premiership. We're going to be chatting to Pogiso Makoye, the coach of Orbit. That's Orbit College Football Club. Hey, it's exciting times for them, making their first appearance in top-flight football. What does that look like? And later on, we're going to be chatting to the coach of Labonville Golden Arrows, Manqoba Mngqithi. Any questions or comments for both of those coaches? Send them right away. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go!
The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Right, a lot of you have been asking us, is Rele Mofokeng heading out of Orlando Pirates? All sorts of offers have been put on the table. All I can say is the coach answered that question.
I read this news as well. Such talent player, of course, it attracts a lot of clubs. But I trust my board. I trust the club because definitely is one of a major player this season, and we need him to go to compete in the highest level. We need this kind of players in our team. As a coach, I'm still confident, but you never know in football what happened, But still now, I'm still confident since I didn't receive any information. But definitely, I think I hope he will stay with us. But definitely, we will see.
Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Well, that's from the horse's mouth. I cannot argue with that. So that's the coach of Orlando Pirates, Coach Wadu, on the future of Rele Mofokeng. But the exciting thing is that the Betway Premiership season does get underway this weekend. I suppose pending whatever's happening in the boardrooms, but we don't look that direction tonight. We'll look at all the positives. Like I said, any questions or comments to any of the two coaches, please send those through right away because time will go by pretty quickly. And that's why they've come through now from the shadows of the lower leagues to the main stage of South African football. The dream is no longer a distant one. It's here. It's right here. And it's real. That is why Orbit College Football Club steps into the big time with the fire in their hearts and also history at their backs. Now, pre-season is pretty much done. The new signings are in, or are they still more? We don't know. But that moment, though, it has arrived, and it is this weekend. It gets real. Orbit College taking on AmaZulu. It's an away game down in Durban. Excitement mounting at the Zwane, waiting. And joining me tonight, the man at the helm of this maiden voyage, the strategist himself behind the surge, Coach Pogiso Makoye, is on the line. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Brother Robs, and good evening to the listeners.
The last time we spoke to you, we were celebrating you having qualified, made your way through to the Betway Premiership, and now you're part and parcel of it. You've even gone to the launch of it. Are you starting to feel that, hey, you know what, I'm not dreaming, this is real now?
No, we are not dreaming anymore. I think right now it's real, and we have to prepare the team and make sure that we perform on Saturday.
And that preseason, I mean, I talk about preseason. We've been trying to track a lot of the clubs. We've been on preseason as well. Maybe from an Orbit College FC perspective, you haven't been as obvious. You haven't been out there, maybe not televised as much. What have you been getting up to as far as preseason is concerned? And are you happy about what you've gained?
It's been very difficult preseason thereof because we had only 2 weeks to prepare. I think this is our third week because after the players, we had to give players some rest because, it will be unfair for them to start the season without going home and also have reserves. But we tried to make sure that we do everything in these 2 weeks. We had only about 2 friendlies, competitive friendlies, because we hosted the team, Musubi Center Chiefs, Marum and Johnny Galaxy from Botswana. And the last friendlies that we played, it was against Devon City last week, Wednesday. But so far so good. I think we are ready for Saturday.
And how would you summarize the preseason, though? I know you're saying you had your challenges here and there as well, but would you say that you are as ready as anybody can be? Is your stock ready? When I talk about stock, it's the players, the transfer window being on. We'll talk about a couple of the individual players because you've got some exciting players that you said on this show you wish they can carry on, especially the two from Orlando Pirates. You've also got an addition. So as far as transfer market is concerned, Coach, do you think you still have much business to do?
No, I think we're okay because we have kept 95% of the players that were here last season. We only lost Halelisadi Vilakazi to Richards Bay. But all the players that were here that promoted the team, they are still with us. The only addition, I think, we brought in Munapule Salem, we brought in Tusom Zaleki and Yanga Madiba because they've been here before, so they understand the culture, they understand the surroundings. That's why, and I think the other players that we brought in was Tato Mhlambe from Richards Bay. So I think he fit the profile of players that we wanted Orbit. Very young, energetic, and also he wants to make a name for himself. So I think for us to keep the same players, we knew that we are not going to have a good preseason, and also knowing that if we can secure all our players that promoted the team, it would be an advantage to us because they understand media, that's the philosophy. I think this was a plus factor for us. And that's why we are saying we are ready because we only went for research for 2 weeks. We didn't lose too much fitness. That's why even the 2 weeks that we have, I think we work more on technical and also introducing new players to the system, how them to play, how the team play. I think so far so good for us and the new players. They have settled well into the team. But so far, we are good. We are ready to go for Saturday.
I think that's good news as well for everybody who is Mswenko Boys fans. You mentioned the name of the 27-year-old Monapule Sileng. And obviously, he's drawn a lot of interest from a media perspective because everybody who's a football fan, I'm not saying an Orlando Pirates fan, but a football fan has missed seeing his ability, his talent on the field of play. If I'm not mistaken, Coach, he didn't play in the second half of last season, which would take us back to around about December of 2024. So it's a lot of no playing that has gone on. What insight can you tell me about your observations of him and where he is mentally?
The boy is happy. I think he's ready to go. He's having to go. And even the two friendlies that we play, I think he performed well because I think he knows the team. He was here. He was developed here. Even the teammates that they are here, he knows them because they grew up together. Before he left, I think he left as a boy. He's coming back as a man now. He's bringing experience. I think he coming from a big team, coming back home where he used to play here as a young boy. I think he's going to assist us with the experience that he has gained from Orlando Pirates. And he's a senior now. He's one of the seniors. I think he'll be leading the team together with Party and the other senior players in the team. And I think he's fit. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the Monapule Salen that we have seen in the first round at Orlando Pirates. He's happy. Mentally, he's strong. Mentally, he's fine. That's what I'm saying. Even on Saturday, he'll be on the starting lineup. He'll be playing.
Wow. Oh, there you have it, guys. I mean, no question about that. A trip down to Durban to play against Amazulu. Monapule Saleng is going to be in the starting lineup, and the coach can firmly tell you that on a Wednesday before the weekend. So that is just how sure he is. I mean, this is a player that's won 3 MTN 8 Cups, a player that's won 2 Nedbank Cups with Orlando Pirates. And I mean, what a story. Originally from the Northwest province, having played for Orbit, as the coach mentioned just now, in the 3rd tier before he went on to join the now defunct Free State Stars back in 2019. So it's a full circle moment for him. And I think, Coach, some of us are just excited that football gets back in the Northwest. Some of us haven't actually been to the Olympia Park Stadium in many, many years. In fact, no top flight football in over a decade at that stadium.
Exactly. I mean, even the past 15 years when we were playing in the ABC Motsepe, we used to use Olympia Park Stadium. So it was always a dream to make sure that we bring a top flight football back in the province, and back especially at the Olympia Park Stadium. And then now it's here, it's happening. So we are so excited because we had to create a legacy. We had to create something that even after 10 years, if we are not here, will be remembered as coaches that brought top flight football back in the province without buying a status, but promoting the team from the ABC through to MFC, and also from MFC to Betway Premier League. I think that's history. We have made our own history.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa and Mr. Rishoras, and good evening to the coach of Orbit College. I just want to find out, except for Saleng, Molelek, and Matiba, all on loan from Pirates, which other players did they sign? Because I haven't heard anything with regards to new acquisitions. I mean, the PSL standard is higher than where you guys come from. If you don't sign good players, you might go back. It happened to a lot of clubs. But I wish the Mswenko boys, as they are affectionately known, all the best going into the next season. Thanks, Mr. Marawa, Mdeni Eswatini.
Mdeni Eswatini, thank you so much indeed. Coach, if I'm not mistaken, you did mention Iyamgela Gamete coming through from Hungry Lions Football Club, as well as Zula Kimalatsi from Lerumo.
Yes, so we did sign also Ogamede from Hungry Lions. And this year, I think Lucky is young. We also brought him because I think he was a player of the tournament, MVP at Paris under 21, where every team was behind his signature. But we are happy because the boys from Northwest. So I think we needed to protect all the talent that is coming out of Northwest to remain in the province. So that's why we signed him. He's a very young striker, very young. I think he'll be developed well. He's got a bright future ahead of him, and he's settling well into the team.
Maybe to pick up on the previous caller's message that he sent through now, and he talks about some of the loan players. Is there something that has now been formalized in terms of a relationship between Orbit College as well as Orlando Pirates? I mean, is there an active partnership that is in place?
We've been working together with Orlando Pirates, even during our days at ABC Motsepe League. That's why they concern our players. We've got a good relationship, working relationship between the two teams. That's why it was so easy to even bring Monapule Salem back to Orbit. So yes, we've got a good working relationship between the two teams. And even the players that are back from Orlando Pirates, those are the players that were developed at Orbit and they were signed by Orlando Pirates. They have gained experience, and now they've got a lot of young players, and we see this as an opportunity to bring this one back to come and help the team with the experience that they have gained from the team because of that good working relationship between the two teams.
When you talk about the two Pirates players, that would be Tuso Maluleki as well as Uyanga Matiba.
Exactly.
And potentially, though, Coach, deep down inside, is there a number 3 or number 4 player that might be on your wish list that might not be needed by the new coach, but you think, hey, you know what, we need a little bit of extra cover in certain positions?
But also, I think the boys that have promoted the team, they also need this opportunity because they have been here for the past 8 years, and they deserve to play in the MFC, not in the Betway Premier League. That's why we kept the same team, because I think we are not going to sign any of the big players or bring any other addition. We need to promote these young boys because, it's been our culture from ABC where we develop players. That's why if you see there were many players that were signed in the top flight from Orbit College because we are good in terms of development. So we are not even worried to say we need the experienced players. Where were the experienced players when we play in the MFC? These players have promoted this team. They've beaten a team that was playing in the top flight. We beat Cape Town City. It means they deserve to play in the Betway Premier League. That's why we brought players that understand the culture and the philosophy of the team, because they were not playing. So we want to give them opportunity to play in the Betway Premier League. I think Muleleki, he was one of the top goal scorers in our team when he left to Orlando Pirates. So he didn't have too much game time at Pirates. That's why we brought him back, because we know what he can do. And we are happy to have them. So we'll be promoting only young players from our development structures, because we are running a good development team here at Orbit.
I cannot argue with that point, Coach. Very exciting team. If you haven't watched Orbit College play, I do urge anybody who will be able to watch their first game against AmaZulu to do exactly that. Don't go anywhere, Coach. When you come back from the break, let's talk about that as they stretch their minds forward and look ahead to the weekend. The trip down to Durban, what's that looking like? Pogiso Makoye is the head coach of Orbit College Football Club. Don't go anywhere. Otherwise, send us a WhatsApp voice note on 060 708 0484 or else directly in studio 011 888 947.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW. Meet the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, re-engineered to be our thinnest and lightest foldable yet. Move with confidence, powered by an ultra-sleek, ultra-slim design that adapts wherever life takes you. Open your world to expansive screens, seamlessly crafted for work and play. It's innovation that fits your pocket. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7 and get double the storage on us. Hurry, offer ends 31 August. T's and C's apply.
Zinzi, the Gen Z. Word on the street is you sold your car.
Yes, and I needed a glow up. #no hustle, no hassle.
So wait. The influencer got influenced by We Buy Cars.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And they came to me. They checked the car, they gave me an offer. Oh, and they paid me immediately. Easier than an Insta Live, without the weird DMs at 2 a.m.
I didn't understand half of the things you just said, but hey, We Buy Cars. Geared for the glow up. Geared for you.
You work hard for your business. Why work even harder to fund it? At Lula, we've streamlined our funding process by cutting down paperwork and eliminating collateral to give you up to 5 million rand in as little as 24 hours. To us, it's not just about fast funding. It's about offering a business class experience to the people that build South Africa, one transaction at a time. Apply today and experience business class banking and funding at lula.co.za.
It's Harold Ned Forest Hotline, Rowan on the line.
Harold, help. Last year, I forgot my wife's birthday.
Whoops, let me guess. Things got a bit hairy, hey?
No, the exact opposite. She swapped my shampoo for hair remover. There's not a hair left on my head.
Ooh, smooth.
Please help me get it right this year.
You can get a lot more than right. Just visit Net Florist and order the biggest birthday bouquet you can. And your head will be all taken care of. Net Florist, it's easy to show you care.
Between school runs, meetings and errands, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Allergies? Not today. Texa Allergy helps you stay alert and clear-headed. No drowsiness, just pure relief. Be your best with Texa Allergy, the #1 non-drowsy antihistamine in South Africa. Whether you're a mom or a busy professional, Texa keeps you on your game all day long. Don't wait. Head to your nearest pharmacy today. Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of my well-rested family protected by Expander Pro security barriers. One of their pros came out to my home and gave me a free security assessment. All my custom-made security gates and burglar bars were installed within days of placing my order. I was so impressed with their service, quality, price, and guarantees. I even got roller shutters installed at my business. Visit expander.co.za to request a quote. Expander. Real security for real people, real fast.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Chipper United Sporting Director Sinisi Pomali joining us right here. What else? What else can you share with us? Because, my goodness, you've had a good day at the market today.
This is the average age of the squad. From last season to now, it has dropped by close to 2 years. The freshness of the team is more youthful now, but of course, we are also mindful. I've got lots of international experience to understand that a team is not built solely around young talent. You have to create the right good balance. So expect more announcements, Fero, in terms of how we continue to rebuild our great football club, Chipper United, especially around the spine. We understand that our spine, in terms of the total squad composition, has to be stronger.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Fulfilling here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders. And good evening to the head coach, Mr. Bokisho Makoya. Firstly, congratulations on your promotion to the Betway Premiership. We've seen a lot of glimpses of what you and your team have in store. So, looking into the couple of signings that you've made, some of which have been, loan players, particularly Thuso Moleleki, Yanga Matiba, and Monapule Saleng from Pirates. Are you, as the coach, are you happy with the signings that you've made, or do you feel that maybe you can try and bolster your squad just a little bit more in certain departments? And speaking of being competitive, realistically speaking, where do you see yourself finishing come match day 30 of 30? Are you going to finish in the top 8? Would you love the prospect of top 8? Would you love to maintain the Premiership status? Because there's a tendency of the young teams, or the new teams rather, that come into the league and that struggle to keep their status, because chances are they'll always get relegated. So where do you see your team finishing realistically at the end of the season? And all the best for this weekend. Great as always. Thanks.
Falang, thank you so much indeed. We still got Coach Bokiso Makoye, the Orbit College FC coach, is going to be with us for the closing minutes here of his time on air tonight, and wishing them everything of the best. Coach, as Falang was asking, I think you've dealt with the previous questions that he asked, but I think the main one that you haven't tackled is maybe your wish, your dream of where you finish come match day 30.
But we want to retain the status. I think even in the MFC, when we started the season, the goal was to retain the status, and we wanted to reach 30 points mark as soon as possible. I think that's the same objective again this season, because we started thinking about chasing Durban City after we make sure that the status was saved. So again, the objective is to make sure that we save the status, we retain the status, we stay in this league.
Hi Rob, thank you for a beautiful show. Kabelo here from Foyes. Just wanted to ask the coach, I don't know if that clause still exists where if you sign a player on loan, then it doesn't play against your team. I think it was Sundowns who was most popular with that method. So firstly, did they sign out pulling outright? Is he on loan? And if he's on loan, can he play against Pirates? Thank you.
All right, great question. Do you have that clause? I mean, would he be able to play Orlando Pirates?
He won't be able to play.
He won't?
He won't.
All right, so that clause binds him from playing against his parent club?
Yes. It's him, Moleleki and Madiba, so it's not only Saleh.
Oh, so it also applies to the other two?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. My question to the Orbit coach is, what are the expectations from the management? Because on some occasions, you find people being released from their duties without understanding why they were released from their duties.
Coach?
I didn't hear the last part, but I think the first part, the first part for management, I mean, they want the team to remain in the Betway Premier League. That's why we say our goal is to make sure that we retain the status.
So basically, there is an understanding in terms of the objectives from a management perspective, but also from your perspective.
I think me together with the management, that's why I say everybody wants to make sure that this team survives and we retain the status. And our objective is to make sure that we give these young boys a platform to perform, not put pressure on them. And also, as a new coach, a young coach, they don't want to put pressure on me because I'm also building my own profile. So if we can make sure that we retain the status, it will be good for the team.
You're a very talented individual, not only on the football side of things, Coach. I think a lot of students have really spoken about what a great IT technician you are at the college. Now that you're in top flight football, do you choose one over the other, or do you still double up on both sides?
I'm doing both.
And you'll continue to?
Yes.
You have very strong belief. I know you've said it before to me that you believe in your technical team. You believe that with or without you, they will still prosper.
Exactly. I'm bringing technology into football.
Oh, like what? Please share.
I'm saying everything right now, Rob, football is technology. So that's why I was saying to people, I mean, you can watch your training session even in the office to see if your players are doing the right thing. So I don't need to be in the field full time. If I want to see if the training is taking place, I can see the performance of my players even when I'm sitting in my office in my laptop.
Oh, I see. Hey, you're dangerous, Coach.
Rob, and good to Coach Makonye. Coach, congratulations for gaining promotion. And thank you to Orbit for giving Unamhla an opportunity, if it's true that she will be doing media work for the team. But lastly, I just want to find out, Tabang Club, has there been any inquiries from other PSL clubs relating to his services? Because he's one of the underrated defenders in the MFC league for last season. And I think he's going to be a great surprise or rookie in the Red Premier League. Thank you so much.
Yeah, quick one, Coach. Any inquiries about Tabang?
Nothing. Tabang will be at Obi, so no team has approached us regarding Tabang Club.
And you hope they don't, right?
If they want, they can come because we are a selling team. If they want to sign a club or the good offer is there, we'll release because we've got the young players that are coming after Tabang Club.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and good evening to the coach. Ukuluma Nosibongeleno Kamkwan. Welcome, coach, to the big boys, Betway Premiership. As much as I will want to wish you everything of the best for the rest of the season, but your first game is against my team, Amazulu. After that game, then I wish you everything of the best because I think we need those 3 points on the weekend. Thank you very much, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Yeah, you would have watched them, Amazulu, play. They had a great game against Stellenbosch. Just the last one and a quick one from your side, Coach. Looking forward to your first foray into top flight football.
Yes, we are looking forward. We've watched them. I think they are on the rebuilding phase also because they lost some good players, Moremi to Paris. And they've promoted youngsters from their DDC. So, yeah, it will be an exciting game on Saturday. So, yeah, we are ready for the game.
You play exciting football, Coach, and I think we're all excited. We really want to see you thriving. We want the Northwest fans to be out there because we know they've been bubbling under for a very, very long time. Everything of the best, Coach, and thank you so much indeed for chatting to us tonight.
So thank you so much, brother, and thank you to the listeners.
Thank you so much. That's a coach to watch, guys, in the Bedway Premiership, coming up with their first match against Usotu.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Marumo Kalans pleaded guilty.
I mean, he is the director of Cash and Sport Research and Advisory, the voice of clarity in football's most chaotic moments. Ngobile Ndlovu, how would you describe the current scenario playing itself out with Cape Town City at the Hearton Centre? Or maybe I would say the PSL being at the Hearton Centre.
It's unfortunate that it happens almost every season, that there's an issue that goes before SAFA or the DC.
Simplify it for us.
Cape Town City now is appealing is they don't find that finding is harsh enough or adequate enough to allow for them to get back into the league, because there have been issues before where players have played without clearance and clubs have not been relegated. People keep on bringing up the Ndoro matter, but the Ndoro matter was a FIFA matter where he played for 3 different clubs.
Marumo Gallants pleaded guilty.
#MSW. #MSW.
Well, he's not guilty of anything. I think more than anything else, he is just excited and happy. And when the dust does settle and the whistle does blow, I mean, one team has been quietly sharpening its arrows. They're pretty much ready to strike with precision and purpose. No headlines. Have you heard anything being said about this team? There's been no noise, just hard work behind the scenes. And they are intent. I mean, ambition brewing beneath the surface of KwaMashu. And tonight we go straight into the camp, though, of Lamontville Golden Arrows, a team with fresh focus and also a coach with unfinished business. He's a tactician, a strategist, a man who's tasted triumph and also built dynasties. Now he's plotting a new journey with Abafana Bestende and talking pre-season prep, stealth signings, and what the new chapter does mean for the club. Please welcome Coach Manqoba Mngqithi, fresh from training, joining us here on #MSW. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob, for having me, and thanks to the listeners as well.
Hey, you've gone under the radar. Everybody making a noise about this, that, and the other, from Golden Arrows, quiet, business as usual. Has that been intentional, Coach?
I believe so. It was intentional because we had a lot of work to do, considering how we finished last season and how we have transformed the team from what it was in the previous seasons. And working very hard to also improve the average age of the team, because that's been something that was killing us a lot in the previous seasons.
So what would you put the age at on average now as the season starts?
Even though I've not looked at it very closely, but I think I've got 3 or 4 players that would lift the average. That's Matlaba, Shitoro, the goalkeepers, Baeva and Kumete. Then it will be the injured Ndwandwe and Sibia, who would be above 30. But generally the team has gone from there to even a 17-year-old, sensational boy that you would love to watch.
Give me the name.
It's Alwande Poison.
Background?
It's from Utrecht. He was playing for Midlands in the ABC Motsepe League. He just turned 17 now. He was 16, but I rate him very highly. But there are a whole lot of other youngsters that I signed, because from Midlands I signed 6. And I also have a centre-back from Ivory Coast, Omar Kumara. I have Kumalo, who also played for JDR, a striker from Inanda. I think I also have Dion, who unfortunately I'm not sure about the work permits at this stage, but somebody that is familiar to South African supporters. The team has improved in leaps and bounds in many other aspects, but we have to see when it comes to the real business whether we are where we think we are, or we still have a lot of work to do.
Tell me, what is brewing, what is cooking in the Midlands? A couple of players that you've signed from out there. What footballing scenario is brewing there?
That's a very interesting academy that was started by Umieni. They've just been promoted to the NFT. I've already seen them in the Premier's Cup in the NFT. They are going to stand their ground. They've got a very good football philosophy. They play top football. And I had a privilege of working with them a little bit prior to them going to the playoffs, just to see how can I help my homeboys. And I believe they are on the right track. And the boys that I got there are of very good quality. It's a centre back, Ntando. It's a right back, Umadonsela Umango. It's a number 10, Kumalo. Record that name.
Pilani
Kumalo is something else. There's Alwande, and there's a young boy, Ululu Gasa. and all these boys are coming from that academy, and they are exceptionally gifted. I must give it to them. But I also have a lot of other players that I got. There's one, the son of the old Georgie Kanyil, if you remember Georgie Kanyil.
Yes.
His son is called Figo. He's a left footer. Very talented. Very talented. He was with Royal AM last season. Still a young boy. But we also signed Ngobo Tolani, the goalkeeper from Royal AM, to come and assist us in that space. But I want to believe the team that we have assembled is good enough to stand its own ground, and we just have to see how far will it go this season. But I think it's going to be a step far higher than what we achieved last season.
But it sounds like an exciting project merely because a lot of the players are unknown, and one of those that I was also tracking from the Midlands Wanderers FC setup was Umafuleka. I don't know if you ended up signing him.
Yes, I also have Mafulega, and I'm currently training him as a left back. We call him Mayambela because he's got the profile of Mayambela. He's also left-footed, very dynamic, very, very, very good football player. But we still have to work a lot in many other aspects of his game. But he's been growing week in and week out, and where we are now with him, it's very close because I put him at left back because I just wanted to improve his defensive attributes. But offensively, I'm more than excited with what he offers.
All right, so don't go anywhere, Coach. We're going to come back after the break. An exciting project as espoused by Coach Manqoba Mngqithi down in KZN, Lamontville Golden Arrows coach, ready to fight for everything in the new season. And there's some exciting new signings that they've made, players that a lot of people haven't heard of. Youngsters, as he said, Alwane Boyson being one of them. What do you know? What do you want to find out? Find out from the coach as well when you come back.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW. Every night the tension builds. Will they take the deal or risk it all? Stay locked to Deal or No Deal. Weeknights at 6:30 p.m. on SABC2. Life-changing prizes are just one choice away. Fortune favors the bold. Will you deal? Brought to you by Lotto Star.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
It's Build It's Big 4-0, and we're ready to celebrate the better way. Are you? Spend 500 or more in store, and you could drive off in one of 8 Mahindra Bolero maxi trucks. Plus, we're giving away 360 grocery hampers worth 1,000 each. Enter now on the Build It WhatsApp line or in store. Competition ends 6 September. Together, let's celebrate 40 for better. Only at Build It.
Feel the exhilarating power and performance. Feel the anticipation of a new adventure around every corner. Feel the breathtaking wonder of Mzansi's epic scenery. Feel the luxe vibes and the good times. Feel it all and more with the Ultimate Shell V-Power VIP experience. Spend 750 rands 3 times this month and tap your V Plus rewards card for a chance to win one of 5 epic road trip and trek experiences for 2. T's and C's apply.
Welcome to Nando's Customer Care. How can I help you?
Finally, can I actually just speak to the manager? It's about the chicken. Why did you marinate it for 24 hours? 24 hours, 86,400 seconds to marinate. Why? Well, I mean, it is really tender, juicy, and that delicious Nando's peri-peri flavor just warms me up. And then you add any 3 sharing sides, and I guess, well, there is nothing like it. But that is my complaint. I can't complain.
Nando's, fire it up.
Hobby is a great new way to buy or sell your car. Hobby will make your day. Ain't no other way. Come to us, so we'll come to you. Our team's colors are yellow and black. Quick, efficient, fair, that's where we at. Whatever you want, whatever you need, we've got the car for you. Hobby, soon we'll be number one.
Buy or sell
sell your car today. Visit cubbycars.co.za.
Think about life cover that takes you from preparing for the future to leaving a legacy. So whether you're a breadwinner,
thank you, Auntie,
or going from living with the rents to moving in with Bay.
Babe, scissors, please.
Maybe you're a parent, making sure your children go from ABCs to graduation cap, even when you're not around. F&B Life Insurance gets you the right cover no matter where you're at. Use our life cover calculator on the F&B app. F&B, help changes everything. T's and C's apply. F&B is an authorized FSP, FSR, licensed insurer.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Marumo Galans pleaded guilty.
As we chat to the Director, Cash and Sport Research and Advisory, on the line is Mobile Ndlovu, as we try and unpack probably one of the biggest stories that's doing the rounds in local football right now. How strong will this 58.1 be in the bigger scheme of things? Because it really rings out the rules of the league.
It doesn't say that the player, that the club will be deducted points or fined. It says the club will be deducted points and fined. So it doesn't leave it to question. If John Committee, who we expect to go to the courts, does then do so, it'll be very interesting to see what the courts then decide in terms of whether the PSL can choose one of the sanctions being either a fine or a deduction in points. That rule says and a fine. It doesn't say or a fine.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Wednesday nights. Soccer nights. Your nights.
All right, our conversation does continue with Coach Manqoba Mngqithi, head coach of Lamontville Golden Arrows. He's down in KZN cooking something very, very special for the brand new season. Any questions or comments, please feel free. You can call us directly in studio 011-888-947, or you can send us a WhatsApp voice note. Whichever one it is, we are more than happy to share your views and your thoughts, and of course, any question to the coach. Now, when you track back Golden Arrows to last season, Coach, I mean, finishing in 12th place, given all the talent that is available, it's not a kind of place that you would be comfortable finishing in again. You've been in the top 8. You've won the trophy yourself. You've taken the Golden Arrows to the most memorable of times at the Orlando Stadium. We all remember that game against Ajax. For you, realistically, is it a season to panel beat things, or is it a season where you think you can actually go out there and compete?
It will be very difficult to say that, Rob, considering the experience I have in working with youngsters, because it's always going to boil down to how do we start. But I'm very confident it's going to be a season that will be very interesting for our spectators. It will be interesting even in the PSL, because I think probably people will see the Golden Arrows that they've always known, a very dynamic team with some intricate movements on and off the ball, and a very encouraging youthful team that has so much to offer. It can surprise even myself if everything goes according to what I'm thinking, but I'm very confident. The boys that we acquired are looking very good. We also have Jerome Karelse, by the way, who was at Sundowns Youth, who was doing very well there, and he's been doing exceptionally well for us. We've got Maluleke that we got from Kruger, the left back or left centre back, who is also coming up nicely. So it's a very interesting project for me to see how far can we go. But one thing I'm confident about is that we will definitely be far higher than where we were last season. Yeah,
because I mean, when you start to see players, like you rightfully say, coming from, Hout Bay United, for example, and somebody will say they didn't even know something like that or a project like that existed. What does it really point to here, Coach, in terms of just the networking, the scouting that you do have as far as Golden Arrows are concerned?
I mean, I think it's Arrows brings me back to my roots in terms of touching base with everybody that used to help me with players before, and making sure that we try to unveil talent that has never been seen before. When I make an example of Tandwise Kuboni, who never played any ABC Motsepe League, he never played any SAB League, but he was amongst the players that played in the World Cup in 2010. You go to Kagiso Dikgasha that we got from Bloemfontein Young Tigers, and they became household names. You look at the Nhlanhla Sotranes. I can give you a long list of players that this club has managed to bring up and from nowhere, and they become household names. And I think I'm trying to bring and rekindle that mindset, because I also strongly believe that in South Africa, sometimes we overrate players based on the salaries they earn and all that, and not really look very closely at their talent and their abilities. And it's important for coaches like us to always bring new faces into the game and excite people and show that South Africa has got so much to offer. Because I was talking about Midlands just now. If you can go and watch the team, you will love what you will see, because they play football that is closer to our hearts, and they play with players that are unknowns. And for a team that just got promoted now, they are also looking very good in terms of the recruitments that they've made, and they've gotten players from nowhere. And I'm confident they are going to do very well even in the NFT. And that's what we are trying to do at Arrows, to bring that spark, to bring that interest of the supporters to come and watch a game where they know 100% football is going to be nice. No matter who are we playing against, we will definitely compete, and we will definitely make life difficult for any other team. As for what the result will be like, we don't know. We'll see in the match. But I can guarantee you that there is no match that is going to be easy against a team like Golden Arrows this season.
Robert, how are you? We are speaking to Mzokona from Meketuri Mkambati. Robert, Arrows used to go down to like Mkambatini and get best players from there, Robert. But the last time I checked, they had only like a few players. I just want to ask the coach, have they also gone down there in order to scout some players? Because the last time, Robert, they got Omgwengwe, they got Abomzolo and the others. Have they somehow thought of going back there in order to get good players? Because what I can tell you, Robert, Mkambatini, we are blessed, Robert, in terms of the talent. We've got so many good players down there. Thank you so much, Robert.
Coach?
To be honest, I have not had a chance to go to Mkambatini per se. But I went to the tournament that Blessing had in Hammersdale, and there was a team from Mkambatini that I still want to come and play against our DDC, because I saw some interesting players there. And I've already made arrangements to make sure that we get to play friendlies with those teams so that we can see what we can get. Because I don't prefer trials. I always prefer to see players playing in their own environment so that I understand exactly what they can do in their comfort space, and it always works for me. And I fully agree with him. There are a lot of players in Kambatin, and it's just a matter of time before I'm also able to go that side, because I know I will get something.
But it's also a strategy. You know, I listen to you now, and it sounds like it's one of those strategies where you don't announce that Coach Mangoba is coming through. You find a little spot, you find a little corner for yourself, but you know the game is on. Otherwise, the players change their dynamic, or at times the good players end up not playing well because there's pressure knowing that you are there. Is that how you approach it usually?
I normally do it like that, because once players know they are going to be scouted, or there's a coach coming, they change their demeanor and their mannerism. They start doing things that are uncharacteristic of them. And at times, some of those things are the ones that chase you away from them, because they are trying to impress, and normally he passes easily, but now because there is a coach around, he wants to dribble everyone, and you end up seeing this selfish player when, in essence, you could have had a player that could have shown you better talent had he not known that there is somebody who is looking for him out there.
All right, we got Louis in the Val. Louis is calling us, would like to ask a coach a question. Louis, good evening. Welcome to the show.
How are you, Ms. Marawa?
Yeah, welcome. Coach Mangoba is listening.
Ms. Mangoba, how are you, sir?
Evening, my brother. I'm fine, and you?
Fine. You are known to be a very big admirer of Rivaldo Kotze at Sundowns, and is currently out of contract. And you have been reported as saying that no, you are very, very happy to have him, but he has to accept a downscale on his salary. Does your budget allow you to take him, or have you already negotiated with him to join your team? Thanks so much.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you very much indeed. You listen on the radio. Coach Rivaldo Kutia?
He's a very interesting player for me, but I don't think he's within our reach in terms of the budget. But I like him so much, and everybody knows how much I admire him. But when the time comes where he will feel maybe he can come and play for me, I will appreciate that. But I think currently he's still injured.
So outside of the injury, he is somebody that you would still be keen to have, and maybe a conversation with him. I mean, we've seen players in the latest transfer internationally within, let's say, La Liga, for example, a movement to a Barcelona of a Marcus Rashford almost halves the salary that he was getting at Manchester United. But in his mind, it's a case of, listen, I'm playing for a team that I want to express who Marcus Rashford is about. I am willing to take that pay cut. Do you think that the mentality of a lot of South African players is at that level where the frequency of play then becomes more important than the high salaries that they were earning somewhere else?
I wouldn't want to talk about many other players, but with the kind of a player that Rivaldo is, that is possible, because I know he just loves football. He would want to play, but obviously he also has responsibilities that we cannot take for granted. It should be up to him to say, I just want to come into an environment where I will play and I know I will be respected, I will be appreciated, because I like him a lot as a player. I don't want to lie to you. And I believe he's one of those talents that South Africa was blessed with. And if I happen to get him at some point, I will really appreciate that. But I do not want to punch above my weight in some instances, because I know the quality and the level of the player.
And Rob and Coach Mangoba. Coach, I'm a huge fan of your work, because I know through you we're going to see one unknown player who is then going to become a household name in future. Very excited about Orlando Boysen, whom 2 years ago I was complaining on this show to Rob that KZN talent were overlooked at the SAFA Under-15 Interprovincial Tournament when the Under-15 national team squad was selected. Orlando Boysen was one of those players. His nickname is Bunu, one of the exceptional boys that I've ever seen in South Africa as a winger, and I'm very excited that you have given him an opportunity at Arrows. But I just want to find out with Osborne Maluleka, how is he adjusting joining Arrows from Kruger United? Thank you so much, Tebogoye.
Debson, thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, man, Maluleka is coming of age. There's a lot that we had to work on, but I'm very happy with the progress the boy is making. Physically has improved in leaps and bounds, and he's got a very good physical profile. Unfortunately, when he came in, he was a little bit overweight, but now he looks the part, and he's got a chance to play as a left centre back and as a left back. Very good physical attributes, dynamic with his size, very strange but very encouraging to see a player that is that mobile with the size that he has. And I'm very optimistic by the time we finish the season, he will be amongst the players that people will be talking about.
Here's the irony of football, Coach. As I was chatting to the Orbit coach, the one thing that he said, Upokliso, was that he watched Amazulu play. So they were playing in the MTN 8. Very competitive team. That game could have gone in any direction. You get to face Siwelele Football Club. Newly formed. I guess they're just going to be playing their first game in the Premiership. They'll be playing against your team. How difficult, easy, where does that place you and your preparation against, a newly formed entity like them?
In as much as they are newly formed, but I want to believe from what I've seen and what I've been looking at, that they still have the bulk of the SuperSport team. I think they will not move far away from what SuperSport was like. They would still have players like Nico Mobi, Sanoka, Ndebele, Rapo. They will still have a Pule. They will still have a Lungu, a Nukovic, a Lekei. And we know most of the players that are there, but the truth is We don't know what Siema will be cooking. We are reliant on what we have seen on Siema in the previous clubs that he's been coaching. And it's a little bit tricky when we are going into a match like this, having not really seen the opponents that much. But sometimes for me, it's always good because it gives me a chance to focus more on my team and what I would want my team to do, so that I see how they respond to how our team performs in this game.
Yeah, interesting setup of fixtures as well, because straight after that you go into two KZN derbies back-to-back. You get to play against Richards Bay, and then you get to play against Durban City. But, Coach, I always say we always look forward to the start of a brand new season. I'm glad that you're bringing back the part of Abafanabes Tende that has been missing. We would finish an entire season without seeing one tender being applied by any of the players. So from what you are saying, from what I'm hearing, and the players that you've now brought into your fray, I wish you everything of the best. I look forward to seeing Arrows play. And once again, thanks for always being available for us.
Thank you very much, Rob. It's been quite some time since I last spoke to you. I really appreciate the conversations that we have. You are one of the best in the country, and it always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight in the game. And thanks to all the listeners, and begging all the people of KZN to support Arrows and to support all the teams in the KZN, and so that we can keep improving the number of the teams that we have in the PSL, and make sure that we will one day have a realistic dream of achieving what teams from other provinces are achieving. Thank you very much.
But thanks for those kind words. Truly appreciated. Coach Mangobe Mngqithi, down in KZN, coach of Lamontville Golden Arrows. Thank you as well. I know on the YouTube channel, all of those comments that you guys were making, I've been tracking and following that. Great to have you. Even if we don't have a guest in studio, knowing that you are there really makes this an important mission for all of us. We'll catch you again tomorrow. That is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.